All right, good morning. We're rushed because we're starting the race. Here we go. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Battle for Hyrule 2, the no Up+A, no 100, which I don't even know. I'll be honest, it's 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning. I'm waking up. We have MrDunlo versus redoctorok, John, and Dr. Blue. Please, save me from this. Take us away. What are we doing today?
We are having a nice little premier bracket race, and it's best of one, sudden death. Whoever takes this advances on. I'm joined today by John Tapin. How you doing?
I am doing fine, and yeah, they are off. The premier bracket is the any percent no Up+A section for people who didn't make the top 16. They have them going in different directions. redoctorok has, I believe, only ever learned 3 first, so he usually goes that way. MrDunlo heading 2 first. I think Dunlo has a 2 first red candle PB, and that's what his split. He has 2 first red candle splits up, but they're also not running, so I don't know if he's getting the blue ring or not. Sometimes some people go a little safer for races. Meanwhile, Red Octo into 3.
Yep, see how First Factor treats him here. Pretty bog standard so far. Taking out, takes a bop. Does not get the first bomb, but sorting down the second Dark Nut will take down the third, so he gets the guaranteed floor drop in this room. While our level 2 runner here makes his way straight into the first room. He's going to get some money, going to hopefully get some bombs, and he'll try to survive. I mentioned this last night, but 2 first is generally more consistent in terms of safety, but you can very easily die in it with such low health and with Garias chucking boomerangs at your back.
Yeah, I think the white sword grab with the Lionel is when you're on 5 hearts is probably the most dangerous early game part. For our no Up+A categories, the rule is if you die in a dungeon, you have to return to that room at some point before the end of the run. If you die on the overworld, you have to return there immediately. And the white sword grab is by far the most common overworld touchback needed. But,
yeah, Lionel's doing 2 hearts of damage.
But hopefully we don't see that happen. redoctorok heading in to get his raft. Dunlo clearing out, heading into the ultimate room before the boss.
Yep, finally gets a bomb drop there. He has a floor drop there as well. Gets a second one. Doesn't even need it. Just gonna walk around up and hope Dodongo doesn't troll him. All right,
Springs Eternal, and yet.
All right, so got his first Triforce, making it on out. He did eventually start his timer, but it's a bit behind. Something tells me he didn't get a 42-second gold there.
I'm sure he'll be fine. Of course, the splits we see them, but they're not visible on stream. So
yeah, of course.
They don't matter.
So Manhandlin, meanwhile, giving a little grief here to Red Octo to see if he can clear it out. The 2 bombs left. Manhandlin gets the last chomp.
Let's still have the shoot bombs if he wants to go back in.
And we'll see which route he ends up taking. Okay, he's bailing on out. That is my backup strategy as well. I just go on to level 4 as if nothing went amiss.
Yeah, if you have the raft, you can come back and do 3 later.
Exactly. All right, well,
he does have only 1 bomb, so he will need a force in order to get through 4. He knows he's been counting since that death.
Right. Worst case, he'll grab the ladder and similarly bail out of level 4 as well. He'll have the equipment he needs, and he'll have to just revisit the dungeons later to get the Triforce pieces. While MrDunlo successfully makes his way across the blue Lionel there and gets the white sword. So no death for him unless the blue Lionel is particularly mean on his way out. No problems there. Meanwhile, we have Red Octo swording his way through. I wonder if he's building up a count. Looks to be building up some semblance of one. Now he's sitting here waiting.
Definitely needs to be.
Not sure what he was waiting on there, but
he was probably waiting for the Zols to line up so he could bomb what he needed to.
Good point.
Tapped in the back.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, that room has a lot of impassable tiles in it, so he couldn't just like move left out of the way. He was just stuck in basically a corner in the middle of the room there.
Yeah. It's been building back up on gels and keys. I hope he has 10 because he
gets a 5-er.
Oh no, he went over. So he's not going to be able to finish 4. He can get the ladder and go, but he has to come back with bombs.
Yeah, he also has to be a little careful in this next room. Only has 1.5 hearts. Dunlo, meanwhile, making his way through level 1. Now that he has the white sword, this will be essentially a piece of cake. There's not too much that can do a ton of damage here. There's some Gorias later on a couple rooms, but other than that, he mostly just has to stay alive. Looks like Red Octo will be doing just that. Half a heart. He does have to get the ladder. Those keys do damage you if they touch you. All right, grabs his ladder. So I anticipate he'll go to the NSU room and take a little shortcut back to the overworld. Oh, he'll do it right there.
I wish he'd backed out because he has to remember to touch back in the breakfast room.
Yeah, the NSU room is ideal in these tournament rules because you have to go back to the NS room anyway when you return to level 4, so there's no additional rooms you have to visit just for the sake of a touchback. That is correct, Malchior. He has to touch back. He's going to touch back the mid-handler room because he has to get to the level 3 Triforce. But now in level 4, he has to go back to the breakfast room, just in and out of the NSU. Now he'll make his way across the Deadwoods here over to level 2. Kind of an alternate route that you can take if you have no bombs leaving level 4.
Someone's saying in chat, MrDunlo wasted a key entering 1. If he skipped the pirouette, I didn't see, but you can do that on 2 first because the diagonal Zol key in 3 is very fast with the white sword. So you can route another key out, and some people skip the pirouette on this route. You need to get a couple other keys if you do.
While Red Octo having a bit of a time with the screen wrap on this screen here, it keeps doubling over. It's actually a little trickier than other screens to line up your pixel here because all the arrows flying around lags the game. So when you're trying to do like 1-frame taps to line yourself up, it just eats your input or otherwise it ignores it. And then you end up exactly in the scenario that Red Octo is in right now. He just keeps going in and out. He'll eventually get it. He just has to get 1 pixel over and hopefully the lag will give him a break. There you go, finally makes it over, just as MrDunlo scrolls his way over to level 3. Now with the white sword and with 6 hearts to his name, this dungeon is not nearly as deadly as it is doing 3 first. You can still very much die, because Manhandla can just combo you to death, but we'll see how he handles it. So, as you pointed out, John, he's getting the diagonal Zol key here, which makes up for the extra key he used in level 1.
And I assume Red Octo is going to flex to a 3-4-2 route. We'll obviously have to come back and do 3 and 4 later on, but you can do 2 and 5 and 1.
Yep. The biggest thing to keep in mind if you end up skipping early dungeon Triforces is your recorder routing, because they will not appear in your recorder as you're whistling back and forth to go between the levels.
If you don't have the Triforces you're used to, the whistles will change.
Alright, so we got MrDunlo grabbing his raft now as Red Octo is picking up some hearts and will, as we anticipate, most likely be heading to, I was going to say level 2, but he did 2 first. We'll see where he picks up now, getting a 30 secret, getting some money. Doesn't have any bombs to his name, unfortunately. Oh, I'm sorry, he didn't do 2 first. It was Dunlo that did 2 first, because he has the white sword. So indeed, Red Octo will be doing level 2 now. Okay, that makes more sense in my head. I was kind of wondering, he's like, is he going to level 5 already? He's like, no.
Yeah, it's early.
Yes, it is.
Although you actually slept last night, so...
Yeah, I did. I mean, I fought a bit of a cold too. That wasn't too much fun, but yeah, I did get some Z's. I know you were up, burning the midnight oil, literally doing some commentary.
Yeah, we had our our Japanese runner, Kron 1119, racing an American runner, Stan, so they had to take a late night.
Yep. So MrDunlo takes down Manhandla, and Red Octo is down to 1 heart here in level 2. Okay, got another heart there from a rope. That's good. So recovering some damage there, making his way up. While Dunlo's finishing with 3 and is most likely making his way to level 4 now. He's gonna
Red Octo detouring to this room next to the Moldorms to grab some spare bombs. He didn't get the Moldorms key, so he will need to pirouette in 1. The Moldorms key is another one that people sometimes skip.
Yeah.
Although, wait, did he get? He didn't get the diagonal Zol in 3, did he?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't anticipate it because you typically don't get it on 3 first with Woodsword.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw him go for it.
Yeah, he may find he has to go right to get the spare key in 6.
Yeah. And speaking of going right, you pointed out the alternative room visit he did to pick up a bomb pack. That is also my backup. If I have 0 bombs by the time I'm in the Moldorms room, I'm just going to grab that extra bomb pack because you wouldn't do it on a normal run, of course, when chasing a personal best, but for the sake of a race, you don't want to end up bombless in various spots of the game.
Yeah.
Right, with a full pack of bombs and 56 rupees to his name, Red Octo is going up and up and up, and will be making his way towards level 5 after grabbing yet more money up here in the top right corner of the map. While we have MrDunlo in Breakfast Room with the white sword taking out pancakes, taking out Zols, dodging the eggs. Not so much.
Now, Red Octo did not get Heart Rock, which is a mistake people can make when flexing to 342, because on usual 257 routes, you've already come past there on the way from 1. I am not sure what's gonna if he knows that, or if he's gonna backtrack and get it, or if he's going to arrive at the magical sword with 11 hearts. Stay tuned to find out.
Yep, I have personally made that mistake, and one of my drills has been doing alternate routes and making sure that my recorders are correct and I'm not missing any hearts that I usually bypass because I already have them, stuff like that. All right, we got Dunlo to the back half of 4 now. He's got his ladder, has 7 hearts with a white sword, so like with most of the dungeons early game, the bosses won't be nearly as scary because of the white sword and the extra health. So we'll see him take out Gleok here momentarily.
Red Octo doubling back to get Heart Rock, if that was because he's listening to the stream. If that was because he's listening to the stream, you're welcome.
Yes, unlike randomizer tournaments, where obviously you can't be watching the restream or your opponent's stream because of information, during vanilla tournaments, at least our vanilla tournament here, you are perfectly entitled to be watching your opponent, watching the restream, and you are free to take in any information that might be talked about, see where your opponent is to potentially adjust your strategy, and stuff like that. So, good on him for keeping that resource open, if indeed he is listening.
Oh, that's interesting. He didn't go back. He didn't go into 5. He's doing 1 first.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that must be why he skipped the Heart Rock in the first place then, because he just walked past the desert.
He was just planning on. He was planning on doubling back.
Here, he's getting a key right here. He's getting a spare key.
Yeah, that'll make up for the Moldorms. But I usually people do 2, 5, and then 1, but this isn't that much different because, of course, he has to go back and. Well, the thing is, when you do 2, 5, 1, you whistle to 4 to get back to 1, and he doesn't have the level 4 Triforce, so he had to improvise somehow. And this seems like a pretty good solution on the fly, actually.
That's true. I believe I have my routing set up to do all my basically makeup work after level 5, so I'll just try to go normal until level 5, and then I'll do whatever I need to do to get back in order. Yeah. And if you don't have level 3, level 4, or level 1 on your recorder whirlwind destinations, you basically just have to do what he just did and just walk the walk. Alrighty, so MrDunlo's up to 10 hearts now as Red Octo grabs his bow. MrDunlo making his way towards level 5. He has a ton of health, has the white sword, and will be... Oh, actually, he'll be going to the right first to pick up the extra $100. So he has enough resources to purchase his bait and his arrows. Wonder if he might actually grab a blue candle. I'm not sure.
Probably not. I think he's going to do red candle route because
yes. Yeah, I can see Ryan on a split title, actually. 2 first red candle. You're right. Spoiler alert.
Let's see. Plus, I'm not sure. At this point, the way he's routed it so far, I don't think there's much value in blue candle. If you do 2 first blue candle, usually you get you get money in the Deadwoods, because it's rather than going up to the northeast.
Right.
And you get the candle. You get the candle earlier on than he would have than now.
So he takes a couple hits there, but started building his count. He has a count of 2 as he enters level 5, while Red Octo is leaving level 1 and going down, walking the walk to level 4, I presume.
Yep.
All right, Dunlo gets himself a extra free bomb pack there. Always nice when you're on your way to the recorder room. And he killed 2 Gibdo on his way. Counts up to 4. So, he actually took a hit though, I think, because he's missing half a heart. Wait, no, he was missing that before. He actually picked up a heart, so he's still good. Count of 4, gonna kill some keys. It's usually beneficial to take your time if you need to kill extra keys here, just to build up your count, because the difference between an 8 count and a 9 count in the recorder room can make the difference between a reset and continuing. So he has a count of 6 here. He's got to hit a lot of his bombs in order to get the drop. He does have the white sword, which will help a little.
Yeah.
Making use of pause strats. For those unaware, in Zelda, if you push the select button, it'll freeze the screen to pause it, and you can use that to kind of buffer your inputs and to make your way around to kind of observe the combat, take it a frame at a time. Did he get a 5 rupee drop from a blue dark?
Yeah, he was out. He was out of bombs, so he had to sort them.
Oh, I see. All right, but still, doesn't take any damage, which is another important factor in the recorder room. So eventually makes his way, is going to grab his recorder. Now, Red Octo's making his way over to level 4, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like he went and did his shopping first.
Yep, he only has $17 left.
He still does need to finish 3 at some point, but...
Yep, I anticipate he'll make his way down to 3 before he enters level 7.
Yeah, well, yeah, but he'll have the whistle point by having completed 4, so he can...
Oh, right, yep.
Back to 5, yeah.
Alright, so we have Dunlo trying to swipe a bomb here from a Gibdo last night. Yep, it's exactly how I saw it go down last night. They just ended up killing the Gibdo instead of doing a sneaky swipe. It's a bit tricky to grab the item the Gibdo is holding without taking damage. You can damage the Gibdo and then walk through him during the iframes. To swipe the bomb, it's faster than killing it, but again, with the white sword, it's a little bit easier. And now he'll just pick up some bombs from Dodongos, leaves with 7, while Red Octo has his ladder, and now is headed to the back half of 4 to finish it off. Or, I'm sorry, he already had his ladder. He's touching back, yeah.
Yeah, he was touching back, yeah, because he died in the breakfast room before.
He's going to make his way through a ladder clip there. There's actually 2 river tiles there, so you have to do basically a 1-frame tap to clip upwards an extra tile to walk across the normally impassable double river tile using your ladder. All right, we got Dunlo taking the bottom route, the safer route, more consistent route, especially not full health, through the Pole's Voice, and now we'll try to take out Dig Dogger here, as Red Octo will head his way into Gliok with only 3.5 hearts. Got played a little safe here. We'll see how he tackles it.
The first bomb was a little wide, but he gets him with the second and swords him off.
Nice.
On Dunlo's side, meanwhile, redoctorok into the Gliok fight.
Yep, doing a bit of the typewriter strategy, just back and forth. He tries to place a bomb to attempt a force, but I don't think it hit the red head.
Yeah, the green head doesn't. Bombing the green head doesn't do anything.
Yeah, he took a hit anyway.
He may have just hit B by accident, honestly.
True. We'll say what's up. 1.5 hearts. Going to take 2 more hits from fireballs. He needs like 1 or 2 swipes. There it goes. All right, down goes Gleeok. Right now, MrDunlo's doing his shopping, picking up his bait and his bow, and he'll have plenty of arrows to use for combat for the rest of the game too. On other kind of more efficient rupee routes, you might only end up with 1 or 2 spare rupees to your name, so you can't really use arrows as liberally. But you'll have more than enough. In fact, he could even pick up an extra bomb pack here, which, given he only has 5 bombs, he might actually consider.
Looks like Dunlo, or looks like redoctorok is opting to go back and clean up level 3 now.
Yep. And there goes MrDunlo picking up the extra pack of bombs, so you have a full set. Level 7 requires a lot of bombs, so you have to enter with basically full. If you want to go fast.
There are 5 walls plus a triple dig dogger that you usually need 2 bombs for, so remember, 7 for 7 as the bomb demands. Plus, you would ideally like a bomb going into level 6, since you need you have to do extra rooms if you don't have a bomb to open one of the walls there. So coming in with 8 is very nice. Usually on red candle routes, often you have to come in with 7 because you have to use a bomb on Dig Dogger. But buying bombs there.
Yep. And we see Red Octo going for a top route. He got an extra key, spent a key to get an extra bomb pack there in the top route there for the upcoming Manhandla fight. Now he's going to go down and around to preserve his key count, and MrDunlo takes out the river room using those aforementioned extra arrows, no problem. Now he'll be making his way to the Grumble room. Manhandla goes down in 1 bomb this time. He had such a high count already, though, that he forces $5 out of the deal.
He also got the bottom left Manhandla spawn, which we almost never see in the speedrun, but he done so much, so many unusual twists and turns there.
Right, well, MrDunlo is taking a couple boomerangs, but the blue Gorillas are also in the health drop group, as evidenced by the heart and fairy drops that we just saw. So he's back to full health. Now he's going to go grab his red candle here. Red Octo, meanwhile, going cross past level 7. Screen scroll on his way past the maze here. And Dunlo's going to the back half of level 7 now. He has 5 bombs to his name, so he has enough to finish the dungeon, but he's going to fish for another one here, because as you mentioned, you want extra bombs later on in level 6, and for the rest of the game, really. And it looks like he's actually going to clear this room of blue Gorillas, because there's actually a floor bomb drop here that you can pick up. And one thing I learned yesterday, in fact, is that the triple Dodongo room up ahead is also a force bomb drop room. And I actually didn't know that.
Yes, I mean, ideally, by the time you've killed 3 Dodongos, you've hopefully gotten bombs from one of them, so we don't clear that room and see the static bomb very often. But
of course.
There's also... there are a few other static bombs scattered around 7, because it is a puzzle dungeon, and casually it's pretty confusing, so they do give you some bomb refills in a few different places.
Yeah, that's very good. Particularly since the map is not available until after you solve the Grumble puzzle, which is probably the most difficult puzzle in this entire game in terms of figuring out what the heck you have to do.
Also, the map is a little misleading because it has a blank eye on the red candle room, which is required to pass through. So that's the main reason you end up spending so many bombs if you're blind, because you have to find that wall. And
yeah, just a barrel of laughs, level 7. And in our other green dungeon on the right, we have Red Octo getting into level 5 here, and we'll see how he fares as he goes to collect his own recorder. He has a full set of bombs, which is always good. He'll pick up that pack on the way back, while MrDunlo makes his way out of level 7. He has 12 hearts now. He can make his way to go pick up the magical sword and clear out the last 4 dungeons of the game. And getting those moblins out of the way. Also, always fishing for a bomb drop we are from those green moblins there. So making his way up to the grave now. And let's see how Red Octo tackles this recorder room. 6 bombs, has a bit of a count bit up using beams, takes a hit there. Bomb placement was a little off center. Ideally, you want it dead center in the tile so it has the widest range. Gets a decent bomb there. Hitting 3 Dark Nuts, has 3 more bombs left to use. While Dunlo picks up his magical sword. Using the wood sword to damage the Dark Nuts. Getting mostly blocked there, but they turned on him there last second. There's a whole art and finesse to fighting Dark Nuts with bombs, because you can't hit them when they're front facing the direction that you drop the bomb in, and they're always turning around to chase you, and they do 2 hearts of damage. It's one of the pivotal rooms of the entire run. Alright, getting his recorder, no sweat. MrDunlo making his way up through level 6 is currently in the Belfry, a room that can go fast, but you can take a lot of hits, taking away your precious beams, which you absolutely want to hang on to as you progress into the magical breakfast rooms, where you're fighting Wizrobes that can do 1 to 4 hearts of damage on you. Plus you got bubble, plus you got pancakes. It's just all kinds of magical breakfast. So far so good. Took out the oranges, dropped a bomb for combat, takes 1 hit from the beam, but still has plenty of health, takes another hit by touching a blue. Now he's just got the pancakes left. Overall, not too bad, all things considered.
Meanwhile, Red Octo, quick bomb stealing for Gibdo on the way back. Dropping meat for
just for fun, swag. I guess.
Don't think Gibdos are attracted to the meat. At one point, I did go through the game and figure out which ones were and weren't, but don't think Gibdos were on the list.
Yeah, I mean, if I happen to have it in my hot bar, effectively, because I've dropped my last bomb or something, I'll just drop it all the time, because why not?
Yeah.
We got Dunlo hiding in a pancake right now to avoid taking 4 hearts of damage from those red beams flying around. He's only down to 3 health, but he's cleared out the bulk of this room now. He's going to switch to arrows. You need to switch to arrows anyway. Oh, it takes another hit there. That's getting him down to 2, and neither runner carrying a potion. So he's got to be careful here in this last little bit here. There's no more super heavy combat rooms. You have to kill 3 Vyres in a moment, but other than that, not too much, but he can still die. While Red Octo, meanwhile, took a hit on his way towards the back of level 5, down to 5 hearts. Going to use arrows to kill all these Poles' voices. Make his way into Dig Dogger. Oh, also, MrDunlo only has 1 bomb, so he tried to kill a couple extra Red Octos there, but they didn't help him out at all. All he has is a bunch of money and 1 bomb, so as he makes his way over to level 8, he'll be fishing for some bombs in the forest. Even though he technically could wait until getting inside level 8, because you only need 1 bomb for the front half of the dungeon, but you want more because you do need 2. Red Octo grabs his level 5 Triforce, meanwhile, is up to 11 hearts. Will be headed off to level 7, I believe. Get his next Triforce piece. No, he only has 3 Triforce pieces left to get. I think he's done level 7 already. Oh, he's on his way now. My bad. Yeah, as we anticipated, MrDunlo is fishing for bombs in the forest. Absolutely no luck at all. It's about 41% chance for a bomb dropper to drop a bomb. If it's on one of the 3 bomb dropping slots, there are 10 available slots in the global drop table. So not only do you have 3 and 10 in order to line up, he's just going to buy a pack here. You also have to win the 41% chance. So whatever those numbers add up to, it's not too great if you're flying blind on the globals, but he had just enough to buy 2 bomb packs. Now he's going to make his way over to level 8 as Red Octo makes his way into level 7.
Dunlo will need 1 more rupee sometime before Ganon, but other than that, good use of extra money to just fill up on bombs there.
Yeah. At the risk of giving him a commentator curse, usually you'll find at least $1 on your way to the end of level 9. But the other trick, too, is that if you only have 1 left, you have to make sure to not fire that swag arrow.
Yeah, that too.
I have seen runs lost because of that.
Yeah, famously, Unos won. It was like at the time, it was like would have been like second place. He had a run that was lost that way.
And the Blue Dark Nut kindly donates 1 rupee to the cause, so now he has the bare minimum required, provided he doesn't spend in excess on his way. And we have Red Octo into the Grumble Grumble room now. Got past the river room without too much trouble. He's got plenty of money himself. Right, using bombs to clear out the Blue Dark Nuts a bit. He is kind of low on bombs again. There is a static drop in the upcoming room, because you need quite a few bombs in level 9, both just a flat-out requirement of 6, and you also really want them for combat to speed your way along.
Redoctorok now into the red candle room. He will pick up his candle so he can get into level 8.
Yep, gotta duck a little lower there. Yeah, if you miss the block clip, you have to exit the tile you're clipping out of in order to attempt to try it again. There, it makes it through that time. And there's like 1 or 2 of the block clips in the game where you can't just go down the prerequisite minimum, you actually have to go a little bit lower, and I think that's one of them, where you have to exit the bomb wall, go down like a tile and a half, and come up and do your clip attempt.
Well, it depends if which direction you're coming from. You can't. You're right. You can't short clip coming from the right, so you have to go down a little bit further than if you were coming from. No, if you're coming from the left. Right?
Yeah, coming from the left.
From the right.
Yeah. Yes. Well, we'll see a couple up here in level 9 where you'll be walking in from the right, and optimally you can do the short clip just right at 3 p.m.
I doubt either of these guys will, but.
Yeah, the only one I anticipate will be the room prior to Patcher 3, because that one is and of course the one at the beginning of the dungeon, because it's not as dangerous at all to do it. Alright, so we have Red Octo taking out the Dig Doggers there with arrows, because he's either conserving his bombs or he just missed the bomb, so he took them out.
Yeah. Dunlo grabbing a potion on the way to 9.
Yep, another advantage to being able to watch the streams is that you know where your opponent is. So if you see where they are and you know you have time to grab a potion, you're free to... Oh no, Red Octo just got grabbed by a Wall Master. So Wall Masters take you back to the beginning of the dungeon, and in the case of level 7, that really sets you back at least a couple minutes because it's just such a long dungeon, and they're essentially right at the end.
Yeah, I don't know if we have a strict theory on how much it costs, because obviously it's a certain number of rooms to walk through, but there's no repeat combat at least, but it is a long and sad walk.
Yeah, it's something like 13 rooms you have to rewalk, looks like. I just did a quick map count there. Alright, so MrDunlo into level 9. He took 1 half-hearted damage at some point along, so I don't know if he still has a count build up. He actually has to get this key here. I was about to say he'll be able to skip it, but no, he only has 2. You need 3 keys.
Yeah, he skipped the pirouette. So some people skip this key on too first, but he decided to save the 6 seconds on the way into 1.
Yeah, you need, for this category, you need to have at least 2 keys entering level 9 to get that 3rd key. There is an extra, 4th key later on in level 9, but it's after all the required key doors, so it's completely useless to you.
Yeah.
Alright, so, taking out some pancakes, go across this dark wizard room, and then we will encounter Patra 1. While we do Raw Masters round 2 here, don't want to touch that clock, Red Octo, because then they'll freeze in the wall. And you can get them with some clever facing spawning bombs, but the easier thing by far is to just exit the room and re-enter. Alright, so Patra 1 going down here because MrDunlo wants those bombs. And I don't know if he has practiced like the way to skip P1 or not. Either way, he's getting an extra bomb pack, so he has more than enough to complete the dungeon and a couple spares for combat. Got Aqua Mentis on the right here, taken out with the bomb, gets the fairy, gets the heart out, and now Red Octo will be heading his way to get the magical sword. While MrDunlo is not just taking out frustrations on the old man, he's actually using the old man there to build up a count, because every time you hear the kill sound, it increments your count by 1, so he can use it to build up for bombs or a fairy. And indeed, he gets himself a bomb drop there, so he has even more bombs to play with here in the next room. Down to 8 hearts, but he does have that potion in his pocket, though. So at this point, it is indeed MrDunlo's race to lose. As long as he doesn't die with a potion in his pocket and plays the room relatively safe, he'll get to the princess. Alright, we got Red Octo grabbing a magical sword here. Around 34-45, thereabouts. We have MrDunlo on his way to P2. Tries to do a sword clip there. He makes it into the diamond staircase, which is the important part, but he does take a hit, so he's back down to 8 hearts as he enters reverse. So you got to watch that orange down. Okay, good. I was afraid he was just going to walk right over and that orange beam was going to nab him, but he dodged it. Right. Using the bombs kind of effectively here. Got him into the corner. The bubbles are bopping him around. He's got 3 more left. He needs to keep those 2 bombs because that's how many you need at minimum post silvers here. Yeah, chat's saying about that orange Wizzy spawning down there. Yeah, you absolutely have to watch out for all the spawns in that room. Sometimes they can just sneak a beam in where you least expect it. So we got silvers for MrDunlo, meaning he just has the last 2-ish minutes or so in the back half of the dungeon. He is down to 8 hearts, but as we said, he does have a red potion in his pocket, so it's down to 6 now. So he'll just have to be cognizant of his health as he makes his way to the final part of the dungeon here. He's got P2 to sneak by. Takes 1 hit, takes 2 hits. 1 more hit will do him in, but now it's potion time. Meanwhile, Red Octo hiding inside of a pancake there to dodge some heavy damage. Gets back to full health in the first magical breakfast room. Even gets a bomb pack, despite having full bombs already. All right, and we have Dunlo with the potion at the ready. All right, there he goes. First frame entry using the potion.
Oh yeah, potioning before the enemies are drawn, which is not actually an empty room, as you can now see.
Yeah, full of enemies that you can happily ignore as you just bomb your way to the left into the trap room. Level 9, also a big puzzle dungeon. We only see a fraction of what level 9 has to offer. If you don't know your way around it, you'll be spending all kinds of bombs. You'll ideally have the magical key, otherwise you'll be buying a lot of keys, like I did when I first played this game way back when. But in the speedrun, you know where you're going.
Yep.
Alright.
Dunlo using his last bomb on his last wall. And heading
perfect efficiency.
Into,
Alright, we'll see how he takes out P3 here. I say he had the resources for past patch, right? He's got the potion at the ready, but he's going to conserve that health just to play it uber conservative here. Because Red Octo is in level 6 right now, so MrDunlo just has to literally not die.
Yeah.
Goma goes down by Red Octo, clearing level 6, and here's Ganon. It goes a little too far to the left, but gets the first hit in, 2 more hits to go. Just 1 more now. He can take a hug, but he's got to be careful. There it goes.
Alright, get your GGs in chat for MrDunlo. Finishing up with an official race time GG time of 38:11. And redoctorok opting not to walk this in and pushing the forfeit button. So
Yep, good games to both runners.
let's see if they want to join us here.
Just hitting them up in the race time chat here.
Yeah. Our Alright, MrDunlo has some sleeping children, so he will not be joining us for the post-game.
Just waiting on a response from Red Octo now. Yeah, okay, so Red Octo's getting set up for microphone and stuff, so we'll see him momentarily. We did get to see a lot of fun routing decisions there, kind of what you have to do when things go wrong.
Since you can't talk out loud without waking his kids, MrDunlo is typing in the race room. My analysis would be that it was a solid run for me outside of botching every single 10 count. Lucky I had enough cash to buy 3 bomb packs. So it's his assessment. Yeah.
Yep, that is true. He got the bomb pack on his way to level 7, and then he was just not getting any joy in level 6, nor did he get anything in the forest on the way to 8, so he had all that spare cash indeed to help him out there.
Nope.
Right, Red Octo will be here in just a moment. He's hopping into the ZSR Discord now.
Coming up later today at 2 p.m. Eastern on ZeldaSpeedRuns, we will have Game 2 of the Why Must You Hate Me Almighty Babino match, which Why Must had an emergency, so we couldn't do the second game of that the other night. At 5 p.m. Eastern on Zelda Speedruns, we will have a second quest race between Ugandis and Captain Green. And tonight at midnight on Speed Gaming, one of the Speed Gaming channels anyway, we will have a 100% no Up+A race between Shaddy and Y Colin.
And in another matchup in this tournament, which is not yet scheduled because we just figured out the opponent, Red Octo here, or I'm sorry, MrDunlo will be chomping at the bit to play against Billick, who had a first round bye in the Premier bracket.
Yes, Billick, runner-up in last year's Premier bracket and top seed in this one, so Dunlo will have his work cut out for him there. And joining us, Redoctorok, good effort.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah. You got in some routing trouble. I was wondering how much of that was improv on the fly.
Like, all of it. After I died in 4, it was like, and no bombs. If I had bombs, I would have just gone straight back to 4, but after that, it was just kind of chaos, and I didn't know what I was doing. And I got, the hardest time trying to do any clips, like, so it was just...
I noticed you were... I noticed you were struggling. I've seen you play before. I noticed you were struggling more than I think you usually do.
Yeah.
That screen, especially in the Deadwoods, with all the moblins, the fact that screen lags makes it particularly difficult to line yourself up for that clip. That was the screen you kept bopping in and out of to kind of reset it, because it can get chaotic pretty quick on that screen, especially if you're like in the middle of trying to reroute and thinking about a bunch of other things. You could just end up stuck there for a fair bit.
Yeah, I don't, like, sometimes I have trouble in that room, but usually not like that much trouble.
Oh, yeah.
That was just like, on top of like, I'm like, I'm so far behind. And then I would have done 5, but I was like, I don't have that much health, and 5's already hard, so I just kind of opted to go down to 1.
Yep, we were wondering too, as you went from level 2 up to get the Hundo secret, if you were going straight to 5 and you bypassed the Heart Rock, and then we realized, okay, you're going across the desert to 1, so you were just picking it up on the way there. Because John and I were just constantly wondering, like, oh, is he listening to the chat or the commentary?
I was.
Or okay, yeah, very good.
Yeah.
So you could hear our concerns live.
Yes. We're well concerned, because no, I definitely probably would have forgotten that had I gone into 5.
I know I have before.
Obviously, not my normal route. Manhandle has been giving me a lot of trouble. Like, anytime I practice, it's fine, and then all of the races it's just been like, oh no.
Yeah, Manhandling can be tricky. Like, even for experienced runners, sometimes Manhandling can just flat out not cooperate, and they'll just eat your bomb. You know, you'll hit them a billion times, but you'll hit the body, so the head survives, and it doesn't work out, and then you're left to sword him, or just flat out, play the avoiding game while mashing the select button.
Well, I am going to take a nap so I can get ready for the afternoon races. Our Tobias is going to come in here and make some comments about the Zelda speedrun schedule. You guys have any final words before that?
No. MrDunlo, if you're still listening, GG. It's kind of nice. I actually got bumped out early. Then I could just focus on like doing comms and having fun watching everybody else run. So
Yes,
thanks everyone for doing
and-
this.
And Red Octo, you did sign up for comms for the 5 p.m. Eastern, so I'll see you then.
I don't remember actually signing up for this or the other one, so I'm not sure what's
Oh
happening.
well,
there.
apparently at some point you put your name in some things and forgot about them. But if you don't want to do it, tell me and I'll find someone else. But well,
I could probably do it. See, but if you hadn't said that, I didn't even know I was signed up. So something weird happened there.
Well, glad you mentioned it.
Yeah, it was in the admin portal, so I assigned it.
I'm not in any other ones, am I? Because like I have no memory of signing up for these.
Yeah, not that I've seen. No.
Okay.
All
right. I'll see you at 5.
I think the term for what just happened was being voluntold. Anyway, thanks, John, Dr. Blue, for your insightful commentary. Thank you to redoctorok and MrDunlo for putting on a heck of a show for us tonight, or today, rather. Yeah, we'll be back on Zelda Speedruns momentarily, in fact, with a remainder of our Restreamer Rando Relay. A sub-incentive that was met was a Link Between Worlds and randomizer and Zelda 2 randomizer, and that's happening right after this. We're going to cut stream momentarily, and then we'll be back right here on Zelda Speedruns with and watch Alkaline Ace struggle through a Link Between World randomizer. And I think Zelda 2 randomizer might happen afterwards. I'm not quite sure on the schedule on that one. And other than that, today on Zelda Speedruns, still on the schedule, John already mentioned it. We have a few more Battle for Hyrule streams later on today. Also on the schedule is a bunch of the Wind Waker randomizer mini blinds. Though I don't think we have commentators for any one of those streams yet. So if you are in those communities and would like to help out making these restreams happen, go sign up to commentate. In the meantime, thank you all for watching. We'll see you soon back here on Zelda Speedruns. Bye!